The Breakfast Club, every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m.
Nescafe Gold, for the moments that matter.
From Nestle.
Good morning and welcome down to another edition of The Breakfast Club with Jade. 7th of November, it's a Saturday. And I have a very amazing and interesting, great individual in the studio. And I think if there are students of him listening in, he has the perfect opportunity for you to ask questions as well, if you have anything to ask. All right. And I think Yasas Hewage is going to be a very interesting conversation. He's an entrepreneur, sales and marketing coach. He's a cyclist. He's a lecturer as well. I mean, there's so many things we can touch on and ask him. And we were just talking off air as well, that how his institute decided to go online before COVID-19 also. And I mean, there's so many areas we can touch on. We only have a few minutes to do so. So let's get into it. With that, let's give a warm EFM welcome to Yasas Hewage right here in the studio. And thank you so much for coming on to Breakfast Club with Jay.
Hi guys, good morning. If you're recording this, nice to be on radio, which means we are to talk sense, right?
Absolutely. We have to talk sense. So Yasas, the one of the main questions I think I need to ask you is, I think COVID-19 is the subject matter these days. We are going through a curfew right now, and what's going on? It's affecting a lot of people. It's affecting a lot of businesses and all of that. They predict that 1 in 24 Sri Lankans might lose their job also.
Sure.
What is the game plan? What do Sri Lankans need to do? Should they have a backup plan? Should they eat their savings, or should they look for other job opportunities? What can some of the things Sri Lankans could try and do to get through this situation right now? In a professional wise.
So one is I can be brutally honest. Other one I can make you feel happy and good. So
the good and the bad.
Yeah. So because we are Sri Lankans, let's first tell that it's tough times.
Yeah.
This is not easy for most people because some of the jobs are being cut down and you're not sure about your bonus. You can't enjoy your long weekends. You don't get paid for just going to work anymore. Your companies might not survive.
Pay cuts.
So it's a bit of a difficult situation. But the brutal reality is, you should have prepared for this before this happened.
Okay.
Because
I think the first guest to say this also on the show, so this should be interesting.
yeah, but unfortunately, we are not trained to do that. So in other words, we've been trained many times that a tsunami can come. It might not come to your doorstep, but you've seen some landscapes wiped down.
Yeah.
Where people have to be ready for plan B, or you have to be a damn good swimmer.
Yeah.
So either you have to be really good at something, so good you're the best in the world, or you have to have a plan B. So as a country, we don't prepare ourselves like that because we are island nation.
We wait until it happens.
Not only that, we just are born and bred in school, just studying same stuff.
Yeah.
We are like, everybody's got this typical MBA. Everybody's like, no one's like really specialized. You're not the best in what you do.
Yeah.
As a result, when the going gets tough, you can't be the one who goes and takes the opportunity. So, by the way guys, there's a group of people right now sitting back and loving this, apart from the fact people are dying, because there's so much opportunity, especially when everybody's come to zero. The race starts for a lot of people and they can start winning right now. People are either buying property, they're investing in things, they're starting new businesses.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to see that because they've been really good at something and waiting for a moment that gives them an opportunity. So I call this expertise. So if you haven't, not that you haven't, the truth is the country doesn't push you to be an expert because the same curriculum, same story, same food, same holidays, same, and then something happens. You can't bake a cookie. You can't make a cookies. Guys, this country is ready to eat cookies if you can make and deliver it. What the hell are you doing? That's the point. Are you good at something? They're so good at it that people will come to you, they'll say, deliver it to me, they'll give you some opportunity, right? So that's the truth. So if you haven't prepared for this moment, well, that's a sad situation.
Yeah, I mean, you spoke about school as well. Our education system is such, okay, teach the same science, the same samikarna, and then the theories and all of that. It's a Parrot system.
Yes.
We have to remember the Parrot system in order to survive, in order to get through the examination and all that. Real life situations are hardly discussed in school. Yeah, how you can take care of yourself in a professional environment once you go to the work environment, in the corporate world, how you can survive. In the simple act of shaking hands or saying thank you or saying hello or greeting somebody. Some of those acts sometimes is not taught in school. So, and you are talking about opportunities. So some people are seeing opportunities in this situation as well, in this COVID-19 situation. It's opening doors. So what is your advice? If somebody's seeing an opportunity, they're scared or they're reluctant. No, it's not familiar, because sometimes unfamiliar territory is a little scary for some individuals. Should they take that leap of faith, take that risk, and go for it, or what should they do, or what steps do they need to follow, Yasas, in your professional opinion, for them to take that risk, I guess?
Yeah, so I mean, I would not tell you to jump out of the plane if you don't have a parachute, because you should have come to this plane with a parachute. So if you already don't have it, this is not the time to try things, because see, everybody knows the strategy to get a six-pack. But you have to wake up in the morning every day and do it day in, day out. So just because I tell you, hey, I'm a guy who left my bank job and started a Winkele, which is to fix bicycles. Now today, I still get calls for people who want to fix their bicycles because I've built that expertise.
Yeah.
Alright, not everybody can wake up and decide I want to fix a bicycle. Now that I got it and I got a team, we get it. So to take a risk, you should be somewhere in your background, be built culturally to be able to take risk. Otherwise, you just can't go and take a risk. But when you take that risk, are you capable of doing something? I mean, you can't just jump into the ocean if you can't swim for toffees, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So this is the time to ask the question, what am I really, really good at? And if the answer is, oh, I'm not really sure about it, then that's what you should be working on. This is a time to survive. As you said clearly, use your saving, do something, do whatever, hustle, survive, but prepare with something that you're really good at. So when that moment comes that nothing else works, or you get that opportunity, you can use it. You can go to your baking, you can go to your teaching, you can do something.
Yeah.
But the truth is, finally what's going to be left is you, your family, and just the people around your house if COVID continues and locks you down. So you have to survive. Forget all big stuff, man. Look at where the big hotels are. They can't sell coffees today. If they want to, they can sell to 10 guys and survive.
Yeah.
So that 10 guys do something for your community. At least make a butt packet or a cookie, or go and do tuition, or at least sweep their house. Okay, call it a company in the future. But for the moment, you are just around your little community, man. The rest is curfew. What
Yes.
if this continues?
Yeah.
So you got to prepare for that, and that might make you maybe a daycare center that for your community that becomes the largest daycare center, goes digital, goes global. I don't know, but are you really good with kids?
For the sake of starting something, it has to be something you're good at.
You can't. You'll be killed tomorrow. You'll be killed tomorrow if you just, oh, Yasas is saying Yasas are Winkele. You try that and come, will you? How hard it is, the difficulty it is, the customer, the technical, the problems, making money, the cost. So just starting a business just because you watch some Insta stuff or YouTube, hey man, that's for kids. But the real deal is you have to be good at, guys, don't start a cafe if you can't cook.
Yeah.
I had a cafe until COVID. It was fun. It was Spina Cafe. We had many of Kontu's roti sandwich. But just at COVID, I closed it down. I gave it to a company called Sushi Kai. Those guys are brilliant in sushi. Because I am not ready to play in this current space running a fun cafe because I can't cook for toffees.
Yeah.
So you got to stick to what you're good at right now and stay true to you. Why are you here, man? You're good on the mic and you're rocking here. I'm here because of you. And that's it. If you want to start something, maybe that's something you prepared for this moment.
Right.
So,
Wow.
sorry, no easy answer.
No easy answer, only facts and straight to the point. this has already begun, I think, turning out to be a very interesting conversation. We have Tushara listening in, saying, hey, very good morning, guys. We are listening to EFM in Matara. Nice. This is Yashmin Furniture. Lovely to hear from you guys. We have Nadija who says good morning. We also have Trishelle who says, hey, hi everyone, good morning. This is Trishelle. My family and I are listening to you guys. It's so interesting listening to you all. And Mr. Yasas Hewage. That's brilliant. So Trishelle, if you have a question for Yasas, please do let us know. Asanga says, very, very good morning. Hey Asanga, good morning to you as well. Prasad says, I'm loving this conversation. Keep it going, gents. Thank you so much, Prasad. If you have a question, you know what to do. Let's take a small break. We'll come back with more great hits and, of course, in conversation with Mr. Yasas Hewage, who is an entrepreneur, who's a sales and marketing coach, he's a lecturer, and, of course, he's a cyclist as well. And if you have a question, let us know. And then we have Jennifer who says, hi, guys, I have a question. Nevindi here. Nevindi, if you have a question, please do let us know. So it looks like we're getting some interesting questions. Let's see. Eloise is saying, "Wow, Jay, this is great to listen to someone who speaks so well and knows what he talks about. True to word, I have no question, but just loving the show and listening to this conversation. Good luck, Mr. Yasa," says Eloise. And then we have Murlikant who has a question saying, hi Yasas, how do you identify that you are an entrepreneur material or should stick to being an employee, especially in this pandemic context? I think that's an interesting question. How does one identify, okay, I am entrepreneur material or I'm good at this corporate world? How do you find that?
Okay, so I too was an employee once. I started in a bank counting cash. Then obviously went through the system, 2 banks, and at a point I decided I want to be an entrepreneur. So, but this comes from your upbringing to some extent.
Right.
Your 2 things, your imagination, your creativity, and your risk-taking ability is generally built in your upbringing by your parents and your school, whether you're given a chance to go play in the rain, break a toy, do all that. Because at the heart of being an entrepreneur, there's a big difference being a businessman and entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is trying to solve a problem. They take risks. They really don't care what the odds are. They make it happen. A business guy can bring things from China and sell it in PETA, which is okay. So please understand the difference, right? Nothing wrong with being a businessman. So entrepreneur means that. Now, let's say in your life, if you slowly open up to people, I call it exposure.
Yeah.
Bossers who opens your mind up and they give you opportunities. I call them platforms to perform. You've got those platforms, right, in your life, Jay? And then you start playing there. But then if your school background, everything's told you don't take risks, then you get held back. You don't try things out, right?
They keep you in that box.
Yeah, so that keeps pulling you down.
Yeah.
So when you say, when do I know? You will know. When your heart says go for it, I'm great at. Everybody says your wedding cake is great that you made for your friends' weddings.
Yeah.
Everybody's asking for that, but you don't see the opportunity because you're not coded to be an entrepreneur because your parents coded you to be an employee.
Yeah.
Read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. Read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. Right, that's the book that tells you about the employee mindset and the entrepreneur mindset. Now, I too came from an employee home because my father was a government servant. But because the exposure I had during my bank, my friends, I had a super friend who was like a crazy entrepreneur who while he was going in the bus, we used to talk and I got influenced and I started seeing those opportunities. Luckily, my father was an education planner. He let me total freedom to play and I was absolutely ready for taking risks. So I was being coded one way or the other and molded during the process. So if you don't see an opportunity, when you don't see COVID as an opportunity, every kid at home, people have to get up and make their beds. And you are really good at making a bedroom. You love linen. You know you want to keep that room crispy and you're so passionate. And then for you to say, hey, why can't I do this as a business, has to come from some of those other dots that are circling around you.
Yeah.
And then obviously you have to be the best in the world, you have to master linen, you have to understand every nook and corner, cost and price. You got to be I call it expert. and then obviously you have to roll with it. What comes, who invests, which company says, okay, I want to work with you. All those you will never know until you get and start playing the match.
Yeah.
So when do you know that? You know it when you feel it, that I think. But for you to think that, unfortunately, the windows are closed in that building in your life from your parents, family, others. Well, you'll never know. An entrepreneur might die inside a corporate cubicle. So I hope you start breaking those up by getting that exposure, by associating people. Hey, by the way, watch some movies about entrepreneurship, read some articles, follow people in this country, and live in entrepreneurship. And you might suddenly see, this is the way this guy did this, right? Okay. So
and get inspired, I guess.
Get inspired, yeah.
All right. And so upbringing, you mentioned upbringing. So upbringing for a youngster or I guess for anybody who's that creativity, that upbringing is also very important, I guess.
It's fundamental, isn't it? That imagination that, hey, I can do something. The thing we did in the morning when we woke up as a kid and we broke things, made things, went in, and then you kill it, right? From year 5 scholarship, it's cut apart, and you just...
The Parrot System comes.
It's an archaic system, right? So that's okay, man. That happened to us because we were forced to a system.
Yeah.
But if you can start now that everything is broken, office is broken, school is broken, this is a great time to reimagine things, try things out, and expose yourself to entrepreneurial ideas. And then don't forget, finally, you have to be good at something, right? Your cup of cake should be the best. The bicycle that you fix should be perfect. So you have to work on your expertise and something dots can connect.
Absolutely. Very interesting, Murlikant. Hope that helps you in your question. We got Shiara who says, Yasas, what was the turning point that made you move from your bank job to doing something completely radical?
So mine was like a very clear story because I failed my A-levels. I got the job in the bank. But by that time, my father is an educationist. He's somebody who envisioned what the future of education was. He was an education planner. He fought the government for over 10 years to change this system. Sri Lanka is behind education planning 40 years. The world's moved. World is no more teaching. World is learning. In countries like Finland, there are no exams. There are no first, second, third. It's a game changed. We are just behind, right?
We are still following a system that is outdated.
Yeah, I don't think these guys are also, because this is a super opportunity to change the system, and they seem to be pussyfooting around it. So what it changed, so I was already coded for this change, but I had to go through the system because my parents did not give me a ton of money. So I started the bank and I kept going, and I started becoming innovative entrepreneurial in the banks. I started, of course I had a dream. I wanted to be a CEO of the bank and then I had to retire at 40. That was the plan. From day one, 2 of myself and my friend who was the other teller in the bank, we were pretty hung on this one, right? Going by bus, by the way, wearing fake Tag Heuer watches, and we had a dream. That was the life we wanted, right? You work for HSBC, you want to rock the world, right? And you think you're on top of the game. But you start playing around, you start innovating, the bank sees you, they give you opportunities, you take it, you get promoted, and you get almost to the top, and it's too fast. Like, it's another 10 years to get to that. And that's when you realize, hey, what do I do? Or do I stay 10 years making the same damn thing? It's like I said, you work for Unilevers, you make soap, but for 25 years you can keep making soap. That's a lovely job. Sorry, did I say Unilever? But the point is, you might want, so I had to take a decision, okay, by that time I've got into cycling, I was enjoying it, I was biking to work, and I thought, you know what, this is my passion, maybe I'll do something with it. So that's how I started Spinner. But remember, by that time I was teaching, I had a study center, I had a school, so I had a bit of backup. So it's not like you jumped out of the window, eyes closed, hands tight. But a big reputational risk. You're like this banker, senior guy, all that, and now you're like, who are you, man? This bicycle guy, right? Okay, so that's the risk I took. Apart from that, followed my passion, but with expertise. Right, 10 years, I've studied cycling. I'm qualified in cycling. I know biomechanics. So I'm not just a guy who rides a bike. I know the subject and I continuously work on it. Right?
Wow. So it's a continuous thing, I guess, a continuous journey to improve yourself and do better. I think this is a great conversation. We are getting text messages left, right, and center. We'll read those and ask those questions as well with Yasas. Brilliant stuff, and great to have him in the studio. But we got to take a small break. The time is 9:29. This is Jay on the Breakfast Club with in conversation with Mr. Yasas Hewage. Good morning. We got Prasad who says Sri Lankan culture has this attitude where once you come to a certain age, wealth, standard, or social status, people tend to settle. Any thoughts on this? As a person working in a corporate world, can see it's hampering entrepreneurial attitudes and innovation. I think that's a very important point, interesting point. Yasas, your thoughts on that? Because he's saying that when they come to a certain age, wealth, standard, and social status, people tend to settle. And any thoughts on this? Because of that, they don't want, even if they have an entrepreneurial idea, they'll put it in the back seat because of the fact that they settle.
That's Prashant, right?
Prasad.
So yeah. So Prasad, I mean, what intensity you want in your life is a personal call. Because end of the day, if you take a philosophical step back, we can't fix the problem. This is beyond us. We are little creatures who are getting crushed, as you can see right now with COVID. So whoever is thinking they are a billionaire, they are doing this, or I'm solving a world, I think world will decide who to send back, who to clean up, who to sanitize. So in that context, if somebody says, you know what, all of this I really don't want to really bother, I want to just chill out, live life, enjoy, I have nothing against it. But then some people like you and me, Prasad, we might take a call to solve a problem in our community. So that why it's lacking, my view, because we've built historically we've been built, thanks to the Suddas, to become laborers, to become employees. So employees' life cycle is like that. You go up some point, then you are comfortable in your job, and then in the same job you retire, and then you live in your pension or retirement. So that's how we are coded. Is that wrong or right? I'm not here to judge that. But as an entrepreneurial person, you always see an opportunity. When you see a kitchen sink leaking, you see an opportunity. When you see kids at home not knowing to study, for example, I'm right now involved in a company which is a tech company, and we are involved solving two problems. One is helping small businesses who don't know how to manage their stock, and who don't know how to do purchasing because they're writing a piece of paper and they are trying to save money right now because income is low. So we are trying to solve that through technology. We are trying to solve parents who don't know how to get all the past papers in one place, so that kids can basically do that in 50% less time and they are allowed to play. You get it, right? So entrepreneurially, you are never at rest, but it's just that some of us have that entrepreneurial DNA and you keep moving. Any of the entrepreneurs, when do you stop? They can't stop because they are in the business of solving problems and making some business out of it and helping themselves, the community, etc. So it's about the upbringing. So I guess again the book, if you are looking to read, Rich Dad Poor Dad, watch some entrepreneurs, and maybe we can infuse that into the corporate sector also, because today we are talking about entrepreneurial managers who are creative, they're solving problems inside the company, they're just waiting for HR or something else to solve problems. So as a country, we need that entrepreneurial DNA embedded more and more. Doesn't mean everybody should, Otara is a great example. Her intensity of life, I've watched from a distance at Odell, working. She starts work probably at 11 proper and goes till 2 a.m. I've interviewed her once, and today she's come out of that rat race, but she's trying to entrepreneurially solve problems in the society as a social entrepreneur. So entrepreneurs rarely stop. But let's not, we also need employees, guys. Finally somebody has to come to work, get things done and go home. If they all become entrepreneur, it's a great thing, but it won't work. So no judging, but I think both ways you can enjoy life and be happy that you're doing something.
As long as you're happy.
Absolutely.
The main thing is, whether you're a person who's in the corporate world or whether you're an entrepreneur, as long as you're happy, that's the main thing.
Absolutely. Tomorrow is third wave of COVID.
Yeah, now I read an article that said that apparently they're predicting, scientists are predicting that by January next year there might be a third wave. So we have to prepare for that also,
Oh,
which,
yes,
is,
for sure.
which is lovely. Jennifer says, my goodness, actually I think this is Nevindi. Very interesting conversation indeed. I feel Mr. Hewage is talking sense. Digital grocery shopping is increasing. Companies are transitioning into digital. Majority of startups are losing so much. We are in the PR and events business. We are affected too. But we found out great ways of getting our clients' message engaging into the target audience. We are now preparing and putting twice the effort to our business. Events is dead. There is a great rise in digital PR. We love your show, Jay. Thank you so much. What are your thoughts when it comes to that, Yasas?
No, I think Jennifer is...
No, actually, Nevindi.
So Nevin is talking about this whole point of being entrepreneurial, right? Because she's changed, she's seen the opportunity, and she's moved forward, isn't that?
Yeah, she's talking about digital grocery shopping is increasing. Companies are transitioning into digital. Majority of startups are losing so much. We are in the PR and events business. So she's talking about events are dead, and but there are digitally a lot of people are moving
So
forward.
I'll tell you about events, right? I'm also big on events. I do a couple of largest cycling events in this country. Obviously, I was part of Ironman, the largest sports tourism event. I agree, that's dead. Nobody's going to come from USA with a bicycle and ride and swim and cycle in a country immediately. But we just got a small window. We did this race called Race the Pearl for the third time. Top of the country to the bottom of the country on a bicycle, 24 hours. Non-stop. Huh?
Wow.
So last year it was 34 people. This year it was 50, including 4 women. Of course, the day we came to Colombo, it was COVID, no more events. So we were so ready, and within like 3 weeks, we used our A team, did an event, and we also raised funds. So I'm not saying the events business is dead, but you might get small windows of opportunities that you could do something. I know digital events are a big area. There's so much opportunity there. So I'm not going to say it's dead, but it's dead if you try to do the same thing. There are so many ideas if you are willing to. I mean, digital weddings, I thought we talked about it, but we really, no Sri Lankan really went that route. The traditional event companies still own the flowers, the bouquets, and the food, and etc. For me, a wedding is everybody gets Pizza Hut coupons. Oh, sorry, that's a Pizza Hut. Whatever, right? And everybody's at home, they're on Zoom, and they're putting their own potpourri music, and let's have the rocking wedding. Do the first one, I'll tell you, we'll follow it, and everybody will pay for your own food, man.
Because Sri Lankans are used to this whole having 300, 400 people in one venue and all that. But digital weddings?
1,000 people, 10,000 people. Invite your friends, enemies, everyone. Guys, when they are on the platform, I'll tell you how to make money by finding sponsors on the platform with advertisements. For the first time, you'll make money on your wedding, right? Guys, there's so much opportunity, but you gotta drill in, grind in, take the risk, do a fun one, do the next one and the next one. I can understand who enjoys a wedding of 6 hours and waiting and talking to people forever, waiting for this bride to go. It's already a broken system, man.
Yeah.
It's already a broken system, and you can change this stuff. So there's so much idea. The other day I gave an idea to someone. Now my friend, I don't know whether he's going to do it, about Karavala.
Okay.
Finally, when everything is over, Sri Lankans will be left with Karavala and Bhat. You're lucky to get some Parrot. You almost lost fish, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's so.
Yes, we did.
Do you know something? We are the largest halmaso consuming nation in the world.
Wow.
If we stop eating Gumbala Kada, Maldives will have to go bankrupt. So Sri Lankans, Colombo 7 right down to Gama loves Karola, but we still don't have a packed Karola. There are so many types of Karola.
Yeah.
You can pack it beautifully, so
Yeah.
it's stored and there's no smell in it. Guys, if you look at from the right window and look at your own table that you eat breakfast, the market, so everybody will start the same grocery shop, same damn ad, and do my this thing, my that, my .lk. But you gotta think like that. Take the Karaval idea, I'm telling you, and also take the cut your hair from home idea, where Guys, why are men going to take a haircut when we can get Sri Lanka to go bald and you can sell the razors online? These type of ideas, obviously I'm a marketing guy, I'm a strategist, I'll think crazy, but I'll also figure out how to make it work. So it's in your house. The opportunity is in your house. But two things, man. I learned to sell and I have a sales academy. I learned marketing and I have a marketing school. If you have sales and marketing and you have been coded to take a risk, most of the ideas don't even cost you money.
Yeah. Well, there you go. This is great. And speaking about haircuts, nowadays because of the current situation, everybody's going for that short haircut. Everybody's
get the Insta influencer and get the TikTok going. Shave your head, Sri Lanka. 50% of men take the 2 million adults, get them to shave and start selling whatever those shaving machines online, and you are the new barber of Sri Lanka. Bye salons.
All right, boom, just like that. Saroj says good morning. Subhashini says good morning, gentlemen. Interesting conversation. Thank you, Subhashini. Yasas says, Dilukshan says, hi Yasas, I was one of your CIM students.
Hi Dilukshan, nice to see you.
Yeah, I was one of your CIM students many years back. Just want to share that you are one of the practical and an energetic lecturer. I think almost all strategy students would agree. Yeah, wish you and your family all the best.
You're a star. Keep it rocking, man.
Brilliant. Okay, we have more text messages. We'll read that in just a bit. Time is 9:45. This is Jay on the Breakfast Club in conversation with Mr. Yasas Hewage. Let's continue our conversation with Mr. Yasas Hewage, who's an entrepreneur, sales and marketing coach, lecturer, and of course cyclist as well. We've got Ruanti who says, good morning guys, love the conversation and learning so much. Can you please repeat the name of the book that was just mentioned, please? Rich Dad, Poor Dad?
Oh yeah, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki.
Okay, Ruanti, just for you. Sabrina says, good morning Jay, just tuned in and the program with Mr. Yasas. Alright, brilliant. And then we have Ranjan who says, good morning Yasas, great program with EFM. Have a great day. Thank you. And then we got Sanjeevan who says, hi Yasas, please tell something about Donald Trump this time.
I'm famous for that. So Donald Trump is why most of my friends don't talk to me. I'm a supporter and I supported way before. Because in my early stages I stumbled upon the book called Art of the Deal. You got to read it before you start judging him, and because there's nothing to judge, he runs the world and he became president, so you better learn from him. It's not a joke to get that amount of votes and get to that without even being in politics forever. So if you want to learn Art of the Deal, this guy is a deal maker. That's why there are no wars in the world right now. So, and he sells, he's a sales guy. He's got a lot of flaws. So, but I love the fact that he came in and crushed the system of the corrupt US politics, which he exposed. Now he's going to expose this further. If he loses, he's your worst enemy. And he's going to expose all the cracks. So, my view, US being the world leader, so-called the one who preaches everyone, needed the bull in the China shop. And this was the needed nuclear attack on the US so that they open up and they show their flaws and fix it. Secondly, the world, especially China, was really nicely dominating the world. I call it economic terrorists. Trump showed that China has an agenda. Trump gave us a gift by sending that Pompeo guy here so that we can use it against China, negotiate. I don't think Sri Lanka knows at the moment how to cut a deal. They gave us a prop, right? They gave us two things to play with so that we can go back to China. So if you look at this from a strategic point, Trump was a very valuable point, and Trump is the guy who stopped this all UN probes and all that to Sri Lanka because he didn't care, because he said terrorists are terrorists. So I had a lot of reasons to support him. So many Sri Lankans who are like this, watching Obama's nice speeches, the way he's Apple and the wife and they dance. Guys, Obama's time the world was full of war. So Sri Lanka still, who lives in high magazine world, thinks everything has to be in nice language, versus what's the real fact. Is there a war?
Yeah.
Can Japanese sleep well because nobody's firing nuclear Kim Jong-un stuff? So Trump, man, we gotta keep Trump. So I don't know, maybe he'll lose this time. He'll come back
with the vengeance, I guess.
He's gonna come back.
Good morning, Jay. And Yasa says, Himandrini, great to have you on the show. Sohan says, hi Jay, very good show and enjoying listening to Mr. Yasas. Really meaningful and encouraging. Love it. Heloise is saying, wow, great advice to all listening in. Gerard says, hi, nice to get good ideas and knowledge of doing something by ourselves. Chirangi says, hi, Yasas, nice to hear you spilling all the entrepreneurial beans you shared in class on radio.
Hi, Chirangi. That's another champ.
Yeah. Manju says, hi Jay, fantastic talk show, loving it. Mr. Yasas Hewage is fantastic with his advice. And Ruanti says, thank you so much. Asanga says, love the conversation. Sampath says, hi Jay, hope you're running the program with Yasas now. Unfortunately, I won't be able to tune in. Okay. But he goes on to say he's one of my CIM lecturers. Simply fantastic. Not only the subject matters, expert opinion on many driving areas as well. Can learn a lot from him. Too much cycling though, he says. Let me know if this is recorded. We'll definitely, it'll be shared on social media, so get ready for that. We have Angelo who says, wow guys, love it, love it, love it. And then JJ says, hey sir, good to hear you early in the morning. This is J. Henry. Alright, brilliant. Alright, so Yasas, it's almost time for us to say bye.
Sure.
What would your number one advice would be for youngsters who are listening in, for adults who are listening in, who are in the corporate world, they're struggling right now, or they're probably trying to grow up in their corporate, they're trying to climb the corporate ladder, or they're maybe thinking, you know what, I'm going to leave my job and trying to do something on my own. Some of the advice that you've given, what would your number one advice would be for them in order to try and succeed in these trying times?
Alright, there's no easy answer, but let me keep things simple. This country has 22 million people, and everybody's got a smartphone, almost 50%. That means we are digitally connected. That means simple people like you and I, without millions of money, can start something. And you can make mistakes, it won't kill you. That's the beauty of it. I started a Facebook page called Vroom because I just love cycling, and it was called Vroom for fun. People used to ask me, whether EFM has sponsored it long ago. I had to give a thumbs up to Ryan, Feroz, Mark at that time. You guys have been with this whole story. You know the story at EFM. And it was just Vroom, ride a bicycle. And that became sponsored by companies and blah, 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 all that. So Sri Lanka is perfect to start. When the roads get connected, your e-commerce will also work. So anything that you want to start, this country is blessed, as you know. Even with COVID, we are still ahead of the game. We have been spared for some reason, right? So think positively. That's first step. Think marketing. Marketing means understanding your customer and what's happening around you. Be observant. Look at your own lunch plate, dinner plate, how you get up, your bedroom, the gift that gets wrapped, the wedding cake. Try to become a marketer. Doesn't mean you have to come for my classes at Daffodil. That's a plug-in. Just be someone who understands customer. Guys, the best marketers are not marketing qualified. They are called Pilaus, Rahima, etc. Okay? So then you get these ideas. Oh my God, there's something that I can think of. Then learn sales, which means how to sell. That's not because I'm academic or Snipex. I'm advertising. Is that okay?
Oh, no problem.
So you got to learn to sell, guys. It's not about telling, begging, bugging, lying. It's about selling. So take a course, go online. So you have an idea, you can sell it to customers, you can sell it to a partner or investor. In the meantime, start unlocking that imagination and risk-taking ability that was boxed in by school. Try things out. Make a dish. Eat maybe dessert before breakfast or maybe with breakfast. Try something new, for God's sake. We've been told to do the same thing over and over. Don't overnight radically change your house, but bring that imagination, creativity, little bit of risk-taking, and cook that pot, and then the game will start slowly coming to you, and you might take your first move and do something. So there's no rocket science. Good news, the start line is fresh for everyone almost right now. So great time for you to do something, start something, but work on those components. My last point, build your expertise. Go back to school. What did you love to do? Think what you're good at. Maybe you're good at packing lunch boxes. Maybe you're good at packing travel stuff into a small suitcase that nobody else can ever do.
Yeah.
Guys, learn about material, learn about that. I call it education, experience, and exposure. The 3 E's will build your expertise. And then when the game comes, you will be asked, what are you really good at? That's when you will say, you know what, I'm really good at this, and let's play. So I hope that helps you. Stay safe. I think these markets are ready for Sri Lanka.
Brilliant. And Subhashini says it was a wholesome 1 hour. Thank you so much. Sampath says, sorry, couldn't tell you. He's a very nice person too. Indeed, he is. Deluk says, good morning, guys. Completely agree with Yasas about the view, about his view of Trump. Ramani says, thank you very much for sharing valuable information. And we also have Sasmita, who says, a student of his, student of Mr. Yasas says, a good and educational start for the morning. Thank you, Sasmita, for that. One final question, since we have another 2-3 minutes. What motivates you and inspires you or drives you, Yasas, when you wake up every day in the morning, even during these trying times?
Some of us have like achievement DNA that we want to do something a little better. That's an entrepreneurial piece that we want to improve.
Yeah.
So right now I am working with a team who's probably listening from a company called ThinkCube. We want to solve a problem of this exam prison that the kids are in.
Yeah.
So there's something to do. I mean, that's what your mother has. She gets up in the morning, nobody gives an alarm to her mother. Oh, the mother's up, man, because she has a dream to keep a lovely house. She wants the kids to do well. She wants to have great food on the table. Does she ever forget food? Have you ever seen a mother say, I forgot to check this, or I forgot? No,
I forgot to cook breakfast.
Never. Does mothers forget how to look after a baby? No, they don't. So we got to learn from that. Men, we got a long way to go, man. We got a long way to go. Hats off to the women, the moms, man. If you got women in your company, make them bosses and get out of the way. Support them, they'll do wonders. And men, try to get them, become half of that. The reality is, if you're really passionate, you don't need a laptop.
Yeah. All right. If you're really passionate about what you're doing, whatever it is.
Yeah. Moms.
Yeah. Great example. All right, brilliant. Thank you so much, Yasas, for taking some time from your schedule to have a chat with us. According to the text messages, apparently it's been very productive, very inspirational, and the listeners loved it. I loved it. Thank you so much. It's been an awesome ride indeed. Loved every minute of it, and thank you to each and every one of you. I wish the conversation went on for another hour, but that means we are eating into Mike's time as well, because then Mike is up next at 10 a.m. But hopefully someday in the future, maybe we can bring Yasas once again into the studio and have a chat with him. And Yasas, by any chance, only if it's okay with you, let's say somebody needs a little bit more advice, they want to send you an email and have a chat with you, maybe ask some questions. Is there an email address they could try and get in touch with you?
Absolutely. So I'm on my personal profile is Yasas Hewage. I'm on Instagram. You will easily find me. So the email address you could send me is yasas@daffodil. That is not the flower daffodil, DAFEIDL.com. So Yasas, YASAS @daffodil.com. More than happy to help. I might not answer calls sometimes, just keep bugging, and no issue. More than happy.
So Yasas@daffodil.com.
Yeah.
Daffodil is
DAFE, E for education, E for experience, E for exposure, E for entrepreneurship, DAFEDIL.
DAFEDIL.com. Yasas@daffodil.com. If you want to ask him a question, you want to send him an email and ask, you know what, I need more advice. Well, Yasas gave you an email address. You can send him an email and get more inspiration as well. But it's been a very inspirational, interesting conversation. Once again, Yasas, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
This is Breakfast Club with Jay coming to a close. And I will catch you guys again on Monday on the evening show with Dilsha. So have yourself a great Saturday. Stay safe. Continue to think about new ideas, great ways to, from everyday life. Maybe you might have great ideas that we could all benefit from. Think about those things. And with that, Jay and Yasas out of here. Take care. Bye for now. Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
The Breakfast Club, every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m.
New Nescafe Gold, the perfect cup for the moments that matter. We carefully ground our beans 10 times more finely to release the soul of the bean. Before that, we roast our beans to our signature golden color. And just before that, we pick a fresh coffee cherry off a tree. Nescafe Gold, for the moments that matter.
From Nestle.